What's up, my beautiful Scorpios? Welcome to your September 2019 astrology forecast. I am your host, Spiritual Bodybuilder. Thank you for tuning in. I apologize for these being a little bit late, but thank you nonetheless. So here, let's get into your reading. So Scorpio, what you got going on this month? Well, we start the month off, of course, with a new moon in Virgo. Now, Virgo is your 11th house, okay? So all these personal planets, we have a stellium going on in your 11th house. And this has to do with large groups of people, all right? Getting out there in the world, like social media or like network marketing groups or insurance groups, things like that, like the military, all right? Large groups of people and your influence in that. Comes right after your 10th house. So like your humanitarian efforts, the things that you want to do out there in the world. So you're getting a big, huge jolt of new, profoundly new energy in this area of your life. And it's going to be trining over from the 7th house, from Uranus in your 7th house over to your 11th house. So this is going to have to do with, your significant others. This could be like business partners. This could be your husband, wife. This is going to have to do with, how is your interaction or relationship with them influencing, helping, or hurting your mission out in the world, all right? Your humanitarian, what do you want to create in this life, right? And then it's also trining over to your 3rd house where you have Saturn in the South Node and Pluto, which is where the real foundation, the base of the shifting is going on for you right now. It's been going on for like the last year and a half. It's going to be going on for the next year or so. And it's going to have a big apex coming up here in January of next year. So that is going to have to do with your communication. So you're learning how to communicate with yourself more, and also how to communicate out there in the world. And what is it that you want to communicate? What do you stand for? And, the response and the whatever comes back to you from the groups of people, like feedback and things like that, is going to help to identify and signify what it is that you're doing that's not in alignment with you, or that's not true to yourself, and what is. Okay, so, and this communication is like the new foundation that's being poured in your consciousness, in your life. It's changing the actual structure of the DNA of this energy. So, are you being honest with yourself? Are you being true to yourself? Are you sacrificing yourself for others? Are you, do you have a vision in your mind? Are you creating that vision, or are you holding yourself back? And if so, why? Right? So that's going to be a really big theme. We're getting a lot of great new energy in here so it's probably going to bring a lot of epiphanies, aha moments, realizations to where you're at in respect to where you want to go. So, allow that to come through. And then later on in the month, we get into some more difficult aspects, but it's like, we got this new energy. And it's like, okay, we got this new energy. Now, what are you going to do with it? Are you taking responsibility for it? Or is this just going to be like another situation where, you're repeating a problem? But if you are repeating a problem, I will say that, human beings are manifesting things faster and faster right now, like almost instantaneously. So if you are repeating something that's no longer serving you, it's going to come back and smack you in the face really quick. And you're going to be like, why the hell does this keep happening to me? Well, because you're so stuck in this way of thinking or communicating or believing that you're not seeing your own bullshit. So you need to take a step back. This month is all about healthy detachment and being able to step back and observe things from a semi-detached state so that you can see the bigger picture and see what's going on and see, maybe I need to change this, maybe I need to tweak that. And it's really comes down to a perspective shift, especially for you guys with this energy in the 3rd house. Okay, so on the 10th of September, we have a double yod. Now, a yod is also known as the finger of God. And this is like when spirit is really talking like loudly and clearly. And it's like a course correction. We've had quite a few yods in the last couple months. And this double yod at the same time is very rare. And it's going to be sort of a really like a big reality check. And this is Moon in Aquarius, sextile Jupiter. And Aquarius for you is your 4th house. And so from your 2nd to 4th house, so this is your self-worth, your self-confidence in regards to your home and family. This is what's communicating clearly and well. and it's going to be quincunx over to the North Node, and this is your destiny. Now, the really interesting thing here is that both these yods have the North Node and the Moon involved in them. And for you, the North Node is in your 9th house, and the Moon is going to be in your 4th house. So this is your belief systems. What do you believe? What belief systems are sort of getting in your way of actually growing and learning? Okay. And with the North Node being sextile the Sun during this yod too, that's from your 9th to your 11th house. This is your belief systems in regards to your groups of people that you're communicating with. So you're out there in the world, and the communication, is it clear? Is it not? If not, why not? Okay. And, this is going to be bringing to light, like, you have to have your home and family, set up a certain way. Like, it's sort of like feng shui, right? Like, you want to have your feng shui right to be able to function optimally. And if your belief systems are holding you back, then you're going to be putting a lot of needless energy into this area that needs to be fixed before you can have all cylinders firing properly, so that you can go and do this work that you're meant to do. Okay. So be prepared if things come up to listen and to receive it. This is, Venus is now in front of Mars. This is all the divine feminine is sort of, taking the lead, and it's about receiving. And you can really only fully receive when you are in the receiving mode, which means semi-detached. If you're attached to things, you're not open. You're closed off and not willing to receive this energy. Okay. So there's a double yod, the 10th, and on the 13th, we have a full moon in Pisces. Now, Pisces is your 5th house. So this opposition between the 5th house and the 11th house is looking at you as an individual, you as like your inner heart. This is purification. This is, being like childlike out in the world. And it also has to do with your physical fitness, like your sort of fun, flirty kind of energy, right? And it's looking at, okay, are we focusing on being this fun, flirty version of ourselves and not really giving a fuck what other people have to say out there? Or are we focusing on what we're receiving from what we're getting out there in the world and allowing that to mold us? Because if we're doing that, we're going to be getting beat down real fast. So we have to be centered in ourselves in order to come out of the world. And, when that feedback loop comes back from the world, we cannot let it influence us and shift our course direction, because it'll throw us off course. Like, because that will make us like think and not believe in ourselves and think that we're doing something wrong when we're really just being us, right? And with the North Node, the 9th house, that's all about, establishing and really like culminating belief systems that are going to be, for your highest and best good. So this is about belief systems, believing in yourself, in your heart, what your heart wants, not what your mind wants. All right. And we may, if you've been making decisions based on fear recently or lately, then, the Saturn, Pluto, South Node conjunction is all going to really bring that up and make you look at it and see, hey, look, no more fear-based decision-making. You can't do that. Okay, because that is going to hold you back. All this energy for all of us right now, really, in one way or another, is pointing out our own bullshit and then saying, okay, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to take responsibility for this? Are you going to grow? Are you going to learn? What's up? All right. So, take advantage of that and grow and learn. But you have to face that fear. And that fear is directly correlated to self-limiting belief systems. And for you right now, it's these belief systems that are kicking your ass, whether you know it or not. All right. So during this full moon, Neptune is conjunct Lilith, which is a tendency for escapism. It's a tendency for manipulation. It's a tendency for delusion and illusion. And with it also being opposed to Mars, that's a frustrated, like, what the fuck is going on kind of energy. Okay. And 11th house, you could be getting some blowback from like social media or from, the world that you're involved in. So be careful with that. All right. This could also be like lusty, sexual based energy that's not super healthy. So you might want to be careful of that as well. And then On the 18th, though, we have Saturn going direct, which is going to be good because right now, especially for you guys in your third house, communication is going to be sort of feel blocked. It feels like, you know, like two magnets. You try to connect the dots and it's just like they're not going together. They won't stick, right? Once Saturn goes direct, then the pieces are going to start falling into place. Things are going to start to make sense. And with the communication within the self, you know, you're going to start to understand exactly which way to go and how to do this and the direction, the steps you need to take. But it's also going to identify, fuck, this is going to be a lot of work. All right. But, you know, the key is to not get overwhelmed by the identification of needing to do all this work and just take responsibility for it and just man up, woman up, you know, make it happen. Then on September 23rd, the sun will enter Libra, but also on the 14th, we have Venus and Mercury going into Libra. Now, this is going from a mutable, changeable kind of energy. So we're shifting and morphing right now. And towards the end of the month, especially after Saturn goes direct, it's going to start to shift into a more cardinal kind of energy, which is, you know, you guys are fixed, but a cardinal is better than mutable, in my opinion. It's like, all right, finally, we're starting something new. We're getting our feet grounded. We're going to, you know, new things to do, new things to happen. Let's solidify this, right? Let's get the new beginnings going so we can solidify it. And, but with that being said, okay, coming into Libra is going to be your 12th house. So all this energy coming into your 12th house is now all this unconscious, subconscious, you know, like it's very psychic, you know, like dreams can be really intense. But with this, it's going to be coming into opposition with Chiron in your 6th house. So this is going to bring up a lot of vulnerability with your day-to-day activities and belief systems and things that have you holding you back about habits that you have. These are about beliefs and habits and the details in your day-to-day life. And how is these beliefs and habits and patterns keeping you from what you want, right? So the key is to embrace this vulnerability, whatever it is however it is that you're sacrificing yourself or you're staying in your way. This is going to call that shit out. And so towards the end of the month, you're going to be moving forward, but it may be into some difficult, vulnerable energy. And this is where the healthy detachment comes into play. So you guys can, you know, observe it and not get attached or stuck in it. All right. The key is you don't want to get stuck in the mud. You want to see it and take it for what it is and be okay with it. And then just keep driving forward. All right. So then on September 28th, we have a new moon in Libra. So it's a new moon in your 12th house. It's purging a lot of subconscious shit. Okay, so it's good. And this could also enhance some of your psychic abilities, some of your, you know, extrasensory perceptions and gifts. Dreams are going to be really powerful, but this is almost exactly opposite to Chiron again. So this Chiron energy, you know, being opposite, it's going to be coming. The information is going to be coming through our environment from other people, places, and things. Okay, so whatever, you know, lessons that we have gone through since we had these personal planets conjunct Chiron back in April, May time, that's going to be coming back around our environment to test us. See, hey, have you learned? What have you learned? How well have you learned it? And when you can healthily detach from that, it's going to really help you to pinpoint these things and let it go and let it flow and heal. Chuck it in the fucking bucket, right? Exactly. And during this process, Mercury and Venus are going to be quincunx Neptune, and we also have sexaquadrate and quincunx energy coming from Uranus and the 7th house too. So this could be like, you know, you're trying to grow and to learn, but your business partner or your significant other is like feeling weird about it or not growing with you, and there's going to be like an uncomfortable vibe going on that might make you question things, wondering what the hell is going on, and you're going to have to, you know, again, healthily detach from it. And, you know, just remember what's meant to be in your life is going to be there. You shouldn't have to force anything. Okay. Sometimes it feels like you do because you want control, but if you're really being true to yourself, there should be no forcing. There should be just acceptance and growing. And sometimes the growth will be uncomfortable. Yes. But you know, like if you find yourself needing to force it, you need to take a step back and stop forcing it and see where it goes when you stop forcing it. If it comes back together, then awesome, beautiful. If it doesn't, then be okay with it. Let it go. Because there's really, at the end of the day, there's nothing more that you can do. You can try to hold on to it and force it, but you're just only going to hurt yourself. And we've had enough of that shit. We don't want to keep hurting ourselves, right? We want to keep this going forward. So, you know, with all that in mind, like, this is about being honest with yourself, like calling yourself out on your own bullshit. Okay. So take that as you will. And I hope and pray that you guys, you know, get some clarity and some understanding from this astrological energy update. And if you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know, I appreciate it. And if you'd like a reading from me, please go to trinityfitnessastrology.com. I'd love to work with you. I'm doing a special until September 18th, when Saturn goes direct, for $60. All right, $60 for a reading. And I look forward to working with you all, and much love and respect. And I'll see you guys next time.